physician heal thyself. Exactly
Hey,
right.
yo,
Hell, and I watched The Chosen 1 through 3.
you
Yeah.
watched all?
Ah, needed to put something on my stomach. Hence, I'm eating Taco Bell. Very expensive Taco Bell. 3 tacos for $7 and something. Used to be they were cheap.
Yeah, that's insane, man.
It's
Holy
insane.
moly.
Yeah. So just I'll go off camera here while I crunch away. Margot, if you dip in, sorry, dear. We have a Caleb in the house. Woo!
Hey, okay, look.
Or woo,
Woo-hoo.
and welcome. Yes. Uh, Shadowhawk welcoming everyone, of course. And we have a Hex Allen, Quantum Age Comics. Happy birthday, Tree Garland. I have to get back to work. So he's already gone. That's depressing.
Oh,
Howder
thanks.
6480. Hello, hello. It's
Hail
good to
Quantum Age, hail
see
Howard.
everybody. 48th birthday for Tree Garland today. Happy birthday, Tree.
Yeah, happy birthday,
I'm
tree.
celebrating by getting my first paycheck was I'll be opening a parent $236, but it's a first check, right?
Mm. Well, hey, at least it's a little something.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I'm rejoicing. I'm celebrating with tacos that are,
Yeah, that's the thing with Taco Bell, though. You got to eat them while they're hot, man. Once they cool off, they're just terrible.
yeah. Well, yeah, yeah. And I will say this: they have good. You can't buy in a grocery store really not out of date, crisp taco shells. It's just they don't exist.
No, yeah. Yeah. Well, I normally eat the soft shell flour tortillas anyway, but I'm not big on the corn tortilla.
Well, there's something about that crunch and you
Yeah,
know,
yeah. I'll do the at Taco Bell. I'll do the Dorito Loco or whatever one. It's got like a
mhm.
Dorito corn chip shell. Those are pretty good.
Well, if you see me and I'm choking these down dry, I didn't even get a drink. Um, that's cheap. If it would have been over $10 had I got a drink, probably a small drink. It's crazy.
Yeah, prices are just
Did you
ridiculous.
hear our Beirut? I believe it was Beirut embassy was attacked yesterday or the day before.
Oh no, I didn't hear that.
Oh, of course not. But you heard about how evil Trump is. You
Oh
know,
sure. Yeah, I also
uh,
heard apparently we had a bunch of fucking
hey,
idiot
Caleb.
protesters in Washington tearing down monuments again over the weekend. I didn't hear shit about that on the news.
Yeah, I just heard about that Tom Cotton from the state here, which is our senator, and a presidential, vice presidential, uh, possibility um, was calling for an investigation of that, just like other
Oh
things have
sure.
been investigated,
Mm,
because it is a federal offense to do that.
yeah, and apparently they didn't even put anybody in jail over the weekend. Nobody got arrested. Maybe a couple people got arrested, but no. But by
Round
this
them up,
morning,
round them up. I mean,
yeah.
we still have people who've been incarcerated all of Biden's time in office, just about for January 6th. They're still in
Yeah.
there lingering with their rights being violated.
Oh yeah. I heard a shocking thing today. I forget who I was listening to. Uh,
The Hunter
they said
Biden
they said
trial.
no, no, no. That's just but they're averaging 84 arrests per day just for January 6th people. They're still coming after them
Oh
that
yeah,
hard. Yeah,
they
Biden's.
know. They're out to punish you. Don't
And
be
they got the
surprised if
nerve to
they come
call.
to your door and you
Yeah,
weren't even there.
I know. I keep waiting for him to show up. I'll be like, I can prove I wasn't
Yeah.
there, motherfucker.
Well, that's fine. We heard you talking smack about Biden on YouTube, and we're here.
Yeah, well, too bad.
Daisy, attack, kill.
That's right.
Now,
Cloudy hit him low. Daisy hit him high.
I think I did get about $7 worth of napkins in the deal. You know, they always put a wad of, in the bag.
Yeah, my Taco Bell here late, man. They used to like load you up with the sauce too, right? You'd ask for whatever kind of sauce you got, and you get a handful of it.
Yeah.
Now you get, you're lucky if you get a package or two.
Right. Yeah, that's true. And downsizing, something I've got some, tortilla chips.
Mm-hmm.
And they're so wafer thin, and now they're bubbly because they're so wafer thin for when they cook them.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I maybe the ounce is maybe you get more of them, but they've went to a thinner chip. They get crushed in the bag easier,
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
yeah, if you see me eating out any at all, and this was kind of out of necessity because I hadn't eaten anything all day, and I knew I only had 10 minutes to till showtime, so I said yeah, and that was right there, So because I went over there, got my medicine, which I still haven't taken, blood pressure medicine renewed. Last time they only gave me 30 days, and the good thing is my deductible went down from what I have to pay, which was like $13. It went down to like $6 and a penny. And they had me set up though last time on a excuse me, on a month, and it cost me $2. And I said, they must give me only a month's worth. So when I went back this time, I said, yeah, change it back 3 months. I don't want to come here all the time. Just give me 3 months worth. She changed the dosage. It's not as strong. She cut it in half. So that's why my, deductible went down.
Oh, yeah.
What my copay.
Your copay, yeah.
I may have to get something to drink here. Last night after you left, tacos are dry. I did this possible button design,
Oh, very cool.
There we go.
Yeah.
Now it's in focus. The little gray.
What'd you use for your circle? Oh, never mind. You got a whole template.
Professional, yeah.
Yeah.
And I went as large as I could. It was this large one.
Yeah.
Because this is a pretty good size. Well,
That's a big button. That's good size.
And I just cut the top off. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, you do it bigger, and then when you produce it, you shoot it down.
Right, yeah. You make them a little smaller.
You get that detail in there. Yeah.
Very cool, though. I like the design. Hey, Jolly Green.
I got 2 others started. I said I could put 2 on those.
Looks like.
And I'm using the cover because this is pretty good stock paper.
Looks like when we got a pair of white nipples on StreamYard. All right.
Leave me alone.
Enough.
Enough of that. Hey, Jolly Green.
Enough comedy jokes.
Well, I don't know about enough. You can never have enough.
No, never.
So I went to the printer, set up because the printer is right, or my graphic designer, right, is right next to the medicine shop. And that's literally what it's called. You go in the TP and you order from the shaman your medicine. And then I go out of the TP and go over to the printers. and I live on Indian trails, by the way. That's true. That's truth. I do live on Indian trails. As you
I can vouch for that.
You can confirm that. Okay. So, and there's trees right in the middle of the street. I kid you not. We have a medium. Now it ends before it reaches his house, which is great because I have the extra wide road and no trees and no mess.
Ah, very nice. Yeah.
So, if I have
Well,
a yard sale or something like that, people have more than ample time to park on the side of the road, and people can go around them very easily because it's an extra wide road and it doesn't thin out till it passes my driveway.
oh,
So
very cool.
I got the best of both worlds. Plus, I have, they stagger the lights and I have a light right out on the corner of the property right here, which is nice
Yeah.
for security. No neighbors in the back. It's a nice property, man. We stole this thing when I bought it.
Yeah, I bet, man.
We really did. We got a great price on it. It was a little over 100,000.
Oh, that's not bad though.
And I'm right here central. I'm in walking distance of a Walmart. They're opening up a pizza place right down here by me. Now it'll probably be one of those expensive, fancy ones, but it's, in walking distance of my house. There was a house there, and then they demoed the house and rezoned it for commercial, I guess. It's right next to my bank, which is right across the street. My mother's right across the street, and I got to get out tomorrow and get her some medicine and different things. Excuse me. And there's a hardware store down there. There's a frozen custard place. There's churches. If you want to go to church, there's a grocery store, and there's a Walgreens pharmacy and a McDonald's not too far. So, and a Dairy Queen. So, pretty centrally located without it being in my back door. Now I just got to get up. Oh, and I didn't realize that I had dropped off some stuff to be picked up, but I picked up some artwork that she scanned. Some I got your bookmarks back in time.
Oh, nice.
Shadowhawk. Because I didn't have them scanned. So got your 2 bookmarks I'll be sending you tomorrow.
Very cool. Oh, yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, that's both of them side by side. Maybe you can frame them side by side. You know what I should do? I should do 2 bookmarks for you with 2 heroes onrushing them for coming in from the other direction, where they're like about to clash, fly into each other. That'd be cool, huh? So I got those scanned. And this one, simple character, line share. You'll be seeing this character for the very first time in the second Inner Man story. And what it is a hologram of sort of a character that I created called Line Share. That is a super computer program. So this is kind of like the holographic face it has. And the story is the Inner Man story. That'll be a lengthier story in the next issue. Will be people try and hack into this program that's going online. Okay. And Inner Man stops them or tries to stop them. And then I got back some of my other work from other artists. Reference stuff, the most important stuff, I think. A little bitty piece here. Not too whittle. I won't show all this, but yeah, I took her quite a bit to scan. I still have a bunch to scan, have scanned.
Right.
But glad to get that back. I forgot that I'd even, dropped that off to her.
She's probably wondering what happened to you.
Phone's not working tonight. Don't know, it's not connecting. So I don't know. I imagine we work tonight, so I'll just, after the broadcast, I'll go and see what time I need to clock in. Hopefully, it won't be. And since we're riding in our time, I can get my truck and just go no matter what the time says. If it says clock in at 7:15, I'm getting the truck.
Right.
I'm coming back home or something.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Head that
Fine,
way.
man.
I'd rather get there early and have no problems. Because you could always have a flat on the way there,
Yeah, you never
or
know.
or on the
Or
way
that,
back.
or have somebody run into your truck, even though you got bright yellow lights flashing everywhere, right?
Which is great to know that my phone doesn't work, because
Yeah.
if I get into trouble, like another blowout, I'm hoofing it to a police officer or something. That's all I
Well,
can do.
you can still call the police. I believe.
911.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess I could do that.
Even
You
if your
want to
phone
try
is
and see if it works?
no.
With a cell phone, though, if you're not making connection, I don't think you could do that.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I mean, if
Now, I've
you
done
don't
that
have.
on a land phone. When I first moved in downtown to my loft apartment, I put it in a landline, or they had the jacks. They didn't have to put it in a landline. They had the jacks there for a landline, and
Okay.
I had one of those old telephones, right?
Yeah.
And I was, when I first moved in, I like walked around the surroundings just to kind of get an exercise, right? And somebody had thrown a rock or something, a brick, into one of the old Fred store's window and broke it. So I reported that. I said, I'm going to try this and see if this works, because my phone wasn't connected yet.
Right.
And I said, there for a little bit when I first moved in, I had a landline and a cell phone. And I said, that's crazy. And I did away with the landline and just went with my cell phone at that point.
Yeah,
But
we did too. We had both for like a long time, and
yeah.
then I mean, once I finally got a smartphone and got used to it, I was like, what? Why do we still have a landline? You know?
Well, when the guy showed up, he said, "Oh, these are great, old style, phone. I mean, made really well. This will last you forever. You could drop a nuclear bomb on this, and with that steel casing and everything, it still work. He's like,
Right.
this is the best type of phone you can get. Like, hey, still got
Yeah.
it somewhere. Still got this one that I got at Walgreens that works. This was my phone for a while. The
Oh, yeah, I remember that one. I think when we first started streaming,
Is
you'd
that
whip that out of
63? 62
yep,
or 63? I'm always
six,
63 Corvette, right?
63 with window
Yeah.
coupe.
And it's cell phone. You just jack it in at the back there and
Oh, that's cool.
push button. And look at that, opening doors on it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Do the wheels turn or roll, or are they stationary?
They're stationary. It'd be
Oh,
cool if you had a pull and go telephone.
there you go. Or a remote control, and you hear it ringing, you can just drive it to yourself.
But yeah, there you go. I'm on my car phone.
Oh,
But but nice detailing on it. $20 at Walgreens
that's cool.
around Christmas time. They had it on an end cap. I said, that's cool. Got to get one of those.
Now, is that a cell phone or a landline?
It's a landline.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought.
You see,
Okay, you got your regular
jack it in
jack
right there.
Yeah. Okay, I see.
Yep. Yeah, but they're stationary.
Yeah, still, this is a good looking little. I mean, it's a nice little
detail.
model.
Yeah, with opening doors.
I know, pretty cool.
Hello, Eric.
You could stick a couple of you could stick Luke Skywalker in there or something.
It looks better. You could use this thing as a weapon. This not so much. I mean,
yeah.
Get a wheel in your ear. I'm tired.
Not trying to be rude, but I'm tired of talking to you. Bye.
Yeah. Well, I tried calling my sister, and no cell phone service right now.
No love.
And it's been that way since yesterday, I think. But yeah, I was thinking more, with these more button design,
Cool.
I know that's a little bit more complex or whatever for a button, but
Or even patches. You could do a patch.
or a patch, yeah, patch designs, whatever.
I like the patches.
I do too, and we're definitely going to have to do a patch on the next.
Hail, hail, Eric and Boyd in the house.
I'm going to up the game, keep up in the game, and then if I do worse than I did this time, I guess we'll just self-fund it. We'll be looking at other avenues. So I think once I get the product in hand, and we're due for a bump here when we drop the Jimmy Reyes cover and kind of renew things. I'm sure we're gonna do fairly well when it all comes out. And I get extra copies printed up and could sell some and stuff and get some merch going on. We'll be fine. We're off and running now.
I think you're. Yeah, once that Res cover drops, and you get things kind of rejuvenated a little bit. I think I think you still got a ways to go before it's all over.
Yeah, and I still line up shows to go on. Try and reach other audiences. Hey, Carrie.
Hey, Carrie.
Just came in a moment late, but was that update come in at tail end? And what was you saying? Sorry, Rex. Went to the printers, set up which I guess I need to write that down on my calendar while I'm thinking about it, so that I don't miss the appointment, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I've had her scan so much stuff. I need to, that's what I'm going to tell her is send me some of those files so I can look over them, see what I need to have you scan, because I don't even remember anymore. Get mixed up and whatnot, when I show it and stuff. So that'll be Amber's birthday, my daughter's birthday. Was it 10 or 10:30? I think it was 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock appointment to go to the printer on my daughter's birthday. I was thinking Thursday. Do I have anything going on? You're using a phone to make them larger. He's redoing his puppets. You know what that, Carrie got her boards and bags in the mail finally, all ready for your book and docs. Rex, so excited for it. Now get a comic book box, a short box.
Ooh.
Yeah, get a comic book box to keep them in, and you'll be set. And you can turn it up on the end so they don't flop over and get damaged and stuff like that. But I mean, at this point, one box would last you a long time. A short box, you could fit a lot of comics in there. So it would service you for a long time.
I mean, most of the CG and indie stuff is a little bigger than the 28.
Eric and Boyd's ready for his prizes. Yeah, he's gonna get everything on the campaign because he was the winner of our contest.
That's right.
The Total Mystery contest.
Because it was a total mystery.
Yeah, that's a kind of a placeholder name, A lot of people said it was stupid, so Is it any more stupid than the Shadow or the Phantom or Doc Savage or
the Heap? I mean,
the Heap, yeah. Total Mystery. Is that such a bad name for a character?
Nah, I've heard worse. What about Mr. Mixelplick? I mean, come on.
Well, there you go. I mean, or Brainiac.
Yeah, Brainiac's kind of lame.
Yeah.
I mean, the name is anyway. Not
Hey, Apex in the house.
Hail, hail, Apex Comics. Fembat coming soon.
Eric says it was not stupid. I only think one person said that and one gas in. Total Mystery short box design. Oh, the name was not stupid. Well, it wasn't for you because you were the winner of the contest with that. And he took 3 weeks to guess it. It was kind of fun, wasn't it? To guess for like 3 weeks.
Carrie, if you go with Silver Age boards and bags instead of modern size, you should be able to put those thicker volumes in there without a problem.
And I'll tell you what, you can look up BCW, and they have a thick bag, and you could get 100. You could get 100 of those, and that will accommodate your annuals, your oversized. Now, see, you won't be able to put Devil Flyer in your box.
Nope.
Or your board and bags, because it's magazine size.
Rex just has to
European size. Unless you bought the larger magazine size, you're going to need a magazine box. You're going to need magazine board and bag, which I have some, Carrie. But it would cost me a fortune to send you one.
Well, you're going to be sending her the book anyway.
Well, that's right. The book will come boarded and bagged, so you won't have to buy. I tell you what, Carrie, I won't be fulfilling it, but I'll make sure RJ gets an extra board and bag for you, just in case something goes wrong with the one. I mean, you had to replace those over time anyway because they get yellow and get old and whatnot. But you can always put something else in the extra one, you know. Yeah, because the book will come boarded and bagged.
Fembat's gonna be magazine size too.
Magazine box for Devil Flyer and Fembat books, yeah. And you could, what is Fembat going to be that large?
That's what I just
go
said.
Magazine size Apex. You know, one thing you can do is get like a slabbed box or like a magazine box, and that would accommodate smaller books too. You know, any size.
Oh, right.
You know, Golden Age, Silver Age. You know, if you decided to, you know.
Except for Treasury Edition.
Except for Treasury Editions, which are the very large size books, you know.
Yeah, there's no good way to store those fucking.
No, there's not.
You got to make your own boards, your own
comic will be well cared for. I have done clumsy Brit unboxing. Yeah. Shadowhawk, are you peeing? She wants to know.
No, I was making a drink.
I like on Octopus Cowboy short box. What? Yeah, wouldn't that be cool with the graphics?
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
I like my prizes. I hope I don't die before I get them. Wow. I'm just going to go off camera with that one. When can I expect it? Sometime this year? How about that for an answer? You know, the book can only get done when it gets done, you know. And here pretty soon, I will be commissioning some people to be paying my letterer and stuff. In fact, with this paycheck, this very meager paycheck, I'll be paying for a piece of artwork that's going in the book, done by Mr. Glenn Fleming. I thought I might get a woohoo out of that, but maybe not. He's distracted.
Mama Hawk distracted me. Oh, missing her doggy buddy already, Carrie? That's all right. You got your kitty cat.
Yeah, but he's glad to see you, fur baby.
Not me.
Fur baby Shadow.
That's her cat's name too.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. I just thought she was getting cutesy with you. No. Yes, actually, I've been coming up with some pretty neat things. The hard part is going to be culling, you know, taking the best ideals and making them fit, you know. I may have a at least one page, maybe two, that's going to be like a collage type thing. That's going to be really cool. Really liking my gray tone markers that I got, and got them at a great price since it was 4th of July sale for 40% off. Of course, you know, if you have the Hobby Lobby app, you can often get stuff at 40-50% off.
Yeah.
But I don't do that. I'm lucky if my phone works.
No shit.
Yeah. I don't even know if I work tonight. I'm pretty sure I do. I wonder what hell-hole they're sending me tonight.
Only God knows.
Ben, do you remember Doomsday Plus One that John Byrne did for Charlton?
Not really.
Okay, that was his early stuff. He did like 1975. He also did, you know, some Space 1999 issues for Charlton. Mike Zeck was working for them around that time too, doing Monster Hunters.
Okay.
I was looking at modern reprints, modern comics, on the eBayus. That's Greek for reprint comic.
Okay.
I don't know if I can do this. Let's see. Okay, so I'll show you a modern reprint. I don't know if they have any value, but the Whitman variants do. So why not the modern comics?
Yeah, I would think.
There's modern. Well, it's not a very good picture because it's slanted, but it's the Ghost of Dr. Graves. I think you can maybe see that.
Okay. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
you know
the.
I don't think I've ever gotten a modern comic.
I've got a few. You know, they did like Yang.
Well, it looks like the Ghost from the Graves or whatever.
They did Vengeance Squad, Ghost of Dr. Graves. A lot of these that were done by Charlton, modern did them. Creepy Things. Remember Creepy Things as a title?
I don't think I've ever seen a modern. I know I don't have one in my collection.
But now these were Charltons. These are like reprints of old Charlton using the same artwork.
Oh, these are the old Charlton. Yeah.
Yeah, this is like a variant.
Interesting.
Okay, just make, yeah. Can you see that blown up modern comics in the circle?
Yep.
Okay.
I got
you know, it's got that character that's very like Kane-like.
Yeah, very much so. Looks like.
Tom Sutton did some of these creepy things. Reed Comics, you know, was often in the little thing.
That's cool.
By that signature, this might be a Tom Sutton cover.
It's a pretty cool cover.
Yeah. Here's the back of what one would look like. Good luck charm.
You're gonna need it if you're a skateboarder.
Modern Promotions presents the Skateboarder's Lucky Charm. Never tarnished pewter. Almost said pooter. which would have set our scat master off, Eric.
Because he's a scat man.
Scatman Crothers' birthday was not too long ago.
Yeah, cool.
Dragon Wheels from Charlton was also reprinted in modern comics.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one either, I don't think.
Dragon Wheels?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's kind of like Mod Wheels, things like that.
Like Drag Racer, yeah, okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Huh. Pretty cool.
It was kind of like Mod Wheels. Charlton did another one called Mod Wheels in the early 70s.
Excuse me.
How was work today?
Oh, pain in the ass as usual.
Yeah.
Not too terrible.
Not too good either. Huh?
Well, I mean, dude, when you work a 12-hour day, it is what it is. You know.
Here's an
Well,
old Charles.
now it's more like 13 because I'm not getting home until right at 4 o'clock. So
Here's a modern comic that I actually have in my collection that I showed the other day. Hercules, and this was originally a Charlton. I don't know if mine's a modern or a Charlton. I can't remember. I thought it was a modern, but very stylized cover. This one's not in very good shape at all, but a lot of these were like Sam Glitzman covers. Adventures of the Man God Hercules. You know, I just wonder if modern comics, the few that came out, and really I was surprised that they had a Doomsday Plus One, John Byrne book reprinted.
well, I mean, you know, it's John Byrne. It's gonna sell, so might as well, right?
Well, you know, this is probably when this was printed. War is another one. Yang. Do you remember Yang? And you're not a big into Charlton, are you?
No. Well, Charlton did a lot of the war books and stuff too. I got some of their they're more like creepy and easy type.
Yang was like a kung fu master.
Yeah, I've seen Yang. I never picked any of them up though.
Yeah. Yeah, but you've seen the Charlton. You never seen the modern comics, probably.
No, yeah, I never saw the modern because I probably would have bought a modern.
I mean, this would have been the same artwork, the same cover, everything that was used in Yang for Charlton, except modern reprinted it. And I don't know if they polybagged these things or what. You know, to tell you the truth, I don't know how it was secured. But it's kind of like a Whitman. It's kind of a variant.
Right. Yeah, I get it. I
Charlton.
never came across any of them. Like I said, I probably would have picked one up just to have the different company just to check it out because I did that quite a bit when I first.
Well, you know, this was like 35 cent range. You know, in the mid 70s. So you know, you were just starting to collect and probably just missed it. You know, they did E-Man, Outlaws of the West. It says number 64. So that came out in 1977. Monster Hunters, as I mentioned before. Here's that Doomsday Plus One, number 5. I think I've actually got a signed copy of this, but the Charlton version of it by John Byrne. Signed in like ballpoint pen, so he probably signed it back then. Early John Byrne artwork.
Oh wow!
Look cool. See there?
Yeah,
signature,
not bad.
1975.
Yeah, he was already good.
Yeah. Yeah, he was doing Space 1999 for Charlton as well. This one's not in good shape. I mean, you can see it. It's a black sensitive cover. It's like good condition. I wouldn't say a rag. It's readable, you know. Here's it's the same one. Oh, here's the same thing down here for $10.99. It might be in better shape with $5.90 to ship. Here's a Charlton number 6. Here's a modern one for $5.99 with free shipping. Might want to look at that. And here's one number 3 that's a Charlton. I don't have all those Doomsday. They have been put into a trade paperback. But I was kind of like, oh, John Byrne. That's cool. I'd like to have a modern John Byrne. Shadowhawk left us. What do you want to do this? Judo Master was another one from Charlton that was made into modern comics. Uh, he's back, Judo Master, and they stuck a nice sticker over the logo. Karate, Jiu-Jitsu, Judo. Run for your life, Tiger. It's a trap. Tiger Hunt. Bondage cover. Yes. Modern comics. Really didn't think that much about modern comics back in the day.
No,
Did you know? Did you see Judo Master
Yeah, I saw that.
as a Charlton book back in the day? I always kind of thumbed through them, or some of them I just ignored. I mean, the quality on the Charltons were pretty bad.
Yeah, they always seemed fairly cheaply made.
Now I won a 99-cent lot of comics. Would you like to see what I won?
Sure.
With
Always love
$5.32 to ship, I think for 8 books that was pretty good. I have maybe I already have 4 out of the 8 books, but there were 4 books that were I found this little lot of books doing a search for modern comics.
Well, we're waiting.
Okay, so we got Eclipse Monthly. Is that full screen?
Yes, sir.
Well, if I take us off, it'll make it first. There we go. So Eclipse Monthly #1 with Steve Ditko's Static and the Masked Man. You might remember him. And Quick and Foozle or something. I don't know, but Rio, Westerns in that. But Static's the one, that I don't know. That might be the first appearance of Static. I just don't know. Steve Ditko. Eclipse Monthly, and then Eclipse Monthly #9 there. And I have a copy of this, Epsilon Wave #1. I have that.
Oh, cool.
E-Man, here's an E-Man modern comic with Joe Staten cover. Collector's item. Yes, the brain and the bomb. It's like an octopus brain, And then we have some Alan Weiss covers from Red Circle. Lancelot Strong, the Shield, #1. I think I already have that, and then issue 3. But they're good books to have. These books look in good shape too. This one I have not seen. Ace Comics. I do have some Ace Comics. Robin Red and the Luttons.
Huh.
Unicorn and Fairy and Tree Goblin cover.
And it says it's
your Tree Goblin representation.
And it says it's a fairy tale.
On your birthday. Yeah. And then Neil Adams, the Ultimate Revengers, starring Ultimate Man, the Ultimate Man Megalith.
Megalith.
#1. I'm pretty sure I already have that one, but I may not. I mean, some of this stuff I had in my first collection and may no longer have, but pretty sure I got Megalith #1. But really, it's the Revengers #1, starring Megalith. But Neil Adams cover, Joe Staten E-Man modern variant, and it looks in pretty good shape. Epsilon Wave low print, these Eclipse Monthlies, not too bad. Couple Red Circle books, not bad for about $6, huh?
Yeah, not too shabby.
Not too shabby.
That Megalith looks kind of neat. He looks like kind of a cool character.
Have you not seen him before? Really? Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay, 1978. Here's another modern, which would have been a Charlton title. Cheyenne, #87.
Guessing this was a Western.
Cheyenne Kid, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't much into the Western comics either.
Yeah, I wasn't either. But this is pretty neat with the Target cover.
Yeah, kind of cool. Nice, nicely designed cover. Nothing wrong with it.
And I think that's a Sam Glitzman cover. We haven't talked about him at all, but they've actually been doing quite a few. He used to back in the 60s draw Kona of Monster Isle or the Monster Island, Remember Kona? Maybe not. That was
No.
before our time.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
But yeah, modern comics are pretty cool. They're often overlooked. Well, I don't know that they're cool, but I just wonder if they're going to be worth something like Whitman variants one day, and that people just don't know about them. You know,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
I certainly didn't know they had a John Byrne variant. I'm going to try and pick up a pretty good copy of just the modern. You know, I guess the ads would have been different. Uh,
Oh, probably.
from the Charltons to the because they were probably published after. Um, I'll have to do some maybe get Mike Walters to do some research on modern comics for me.
Yeah. There you go. And
Maybe I'll redeem myself and he
Mike
won't
might
call me
not,
an asshole ever again or an
Mike
ass.
might already know everything about him, and you just haven't heard it yet.
Well, I will tell you
Mike's pretty good with those
what I
older
did get
companies.
scanned. I got a picture of Sea Demon scanned, a picture of I'm forgetting my own characters' names now, Shadowhawk. Um,
I know it's terrible.
Kill Dragon or Blood Dragon. They're kind of interchangeable. Got
Yeah,
a model sheet of Slaver scanned and a model sheet of Modern Silver Age Boa scanned. A couple of actually sheets of model sheets in different poses. One of Sea Demon, a model sheet of Sea Demon. This way I'll have reference to send out to people, you know.
right. Yeah.
A Hopper page uh, with him in action, uh, and a Hopper model sheet page, and one of Nora Gray. Now, Nora Gray is sort of my detective from, girl from, remember her?
Oh,
With
yeah.
the, yeah,
From England, she's
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
She's related to another character.
Another character that's going to be the best friend of Devil Flyer.
Right.
And then a model sheet of Nora and just a single shot of her. Another one of Devil Flyer with my design of the helmet, which differed from John's. And then retro Silver Boa model sheet and a
Mhm.
midnight page, the first drawing done of midnight.
Oh, very
And
cool.
then I have a TM cover, which I'll be having redrawn. And then one of Baby's Kiss. Is that my Yakuza Assassin?
Wow.
Or is that, let's see, Baby's Kiss? There was Baby's Kiss and there was
It's something, baby.
a Sweet Baby. There we
Sweet
go.
baby. That's
Yeah.
what it was. Yeah.
Shadow's Kiss was the other one, the ninja.
Shadow
Yeah.
Kiss is the Ninja
Shadow's
Girl. Yeah,
Kiss
yeah.
and TM piece. Uh, a couple
Yeah, I
pieces
like.
of them. And
Yeah, I
then
like.
one of which is actually pretty cool. I'll show you after we get off the air of Sargasso, um, and another underwater character of mine, and then a modern day uh, silver boa piece, a couple of iterations of that same scene, and then oh,
Hey, it's smoking.
one half of a wraparound cover here. So first attempt there, sort of roughed in. So you got all that stuff scanned. Anyway, I'm gonna
Yeah.
check the chat here, see what's going on.
All right.
Hey, Smoking Wraith, howdy, boys.
Smoking for
Smoking Wraith,
fun.
I watched 1, 2, and 3. It was irresistible. Wait till you get to 3.
Rex couldn't stop himself.
Wait till you get to 3. My God, so good. They're up in the game this season.
Now, where do I find these again? They're not on Angel Network yet,
You
right?
can't.
You can't. Okay, well, fuck you.
Yeah, we will get cheaters. Smoking drugs, cheaters.
Man, not me smoking. I didn't even finish the first one.
I will be sending Doc's pig off to him. That's one thing I'm mailing. So this might be the last and final time that you get to see my mascot. We're gonna miss you, little piggy.
Oh, it's all right. We'll see him over on Doc's channel.
That doesn't make me feel better. That's heresy. That's he better make his butt light up for me. I do it for him. You know how hard it is to have a you know what my
No.
my dad, I'm doing away with the pig. I might already have a replacement. I know I'm going to watch movies with him. The popcorn.
Oh. I go and send you a killer beast, and he's just on the floor.
It's not really a mascot for the channel. Now this guy, he's ready to party. Look, he's got his shades on.
He's your favorite character.
He's in his shorts. He's half naked. He lights up.
How many times have we heard the story of Rex's favorite character in the Avengers? You don't even put him on camera.
He's my favorite character, but does he make a good mascot?
He can be one of your mascots.
And I just don't think this. Maybe he'll fill in. Maybe my popcorn Pez will fill in. But how cool it is it if you have a popcorn Pez and he's sitting there while you watch a movie, and he watches the movie with you as you eat popcorn. And
sometimes I'm worried about you.
And then you think about the cartoon. If he could speak, he would say, he would look over at you as you eat your buttered popcorn with him watching the movie, and he'd say, "Cannibal."
Exactly. You're scaring me.
What, am I next? You're scaring me. You're scaring me. Leave me alone. Don't touch me. Don't put your hand in my bag. No.
No. Oh, he's got my nuggets.
You are adorable, Wax. Watching your movies with your Paz, yes. Welcome to the show, Mark Largent.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Mark.
Wow, those are some... Were you wearing those fancy headphones the other day?
Yeah, I just got them a couple of days ago.
Oh, but were you wearing them the other day? Because they look new. I don't...
Were you wearing them? Yes.
You were?
Yeah, I think on Saturday I was, yeah.
Okay. I just didn't notice. They're kind of like baby blue, and they're standing out to me.
Oh, well, I got them at a different angle. Maybe that's
okay. Maybe that was it. I'm just noticing.
I'm
noticing your header back there. You got a I ain't afraid of no ghost Ghostbuster sticker on it.
Yeah. My first real trip to a comic shop, I think, in Pittsburgh, and it's like a shiny decal, and I put it on one of my racks there. So.
Now, Mark, I was showing Shadowhawk, when I lived out in a loft apartment before I got this house, I was showing him my phone, my car phone.
That's not what people think of when they think of car phone.
No, I'm and the doors open up. How about that?
Well, that's useful. Does it give you, is that like an antenna that it goes farther, or?
No. It's a landline. It's a landline phone.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So no practical purpose to it.
Yeah, I mean, try and fit that in your pocket. This is hard enough without.
Yeah.
This big old thing. But you could use this as a weapon.
Yeah.
You had to.
I do remember the days of being corded to your phone and just having to sit in there. It was a big deal when they got the little remote ones that you could.
Oh yeah. I remember our kitchen phone was like, we had a tri-level house, so it was the kitchen and living dining room on one level, and like the den downstairs and all the bedrooms and bathrooms upstairs, except for one.
Yeah.
But on that middle level, we had like this 30-foot freaking cord on that thing because it was, and it would just hang down
you
the
get these
side of the
extra
stairwell,
long.
you know. So
Yeah.
you could just
Well,
walk around.
in my loft apartment, Mark, it was actually bigger upstairs than downstairs. Now, how do you get that? Well, it had shop
downstairs
windows. It had shop windows downstairs, and my apartment went out over it, all the way to the edge of the sidewalk.
Okay.
You know, yeah. And it was my living room was 31 feet by 19, and it had, as it went over the shop windows, it had a stage area. So my large screen TV was like up.
Oh,
You know?
okay.
And I had my couch all the way back to the back of the wall. So it was like 30 feet away, you know, because really you're supposed to sit far away from these big screen TVs.
The old ones you were, yeah.
Yeah, well, now, okay, is it not applicable to the newer ones?
I mean, if you think about that, they just had the same number of scan lines on those old SD TVs. It didn't matter that it was big. I had one for a little while that was one of the it was one of the projector ones, so it was the big
look there. 1995.
Okay, yeah.
50-inch screen TV. Bought it at Sears.
Yeah.
There's my Tellusion up there. I don't know if you can see my Tellusion.
I had one very similar to that, Rex, but it was a 60.
Yeah. And
get that light out.
I ended up moving and putting mine in storage, so I didn't get much use out of it. But I do remember knowing people who had them, and apparently it was a big deal to like adjust the projectors inside the box and stuff.
Well, you know, it was 20 years. It was the late 70s, probably 1977 Star Wars year, right? Somewhere around that, 78, 79. They ran an ad, and they had the great Cylon ships, you know, straight in the screen and choo, choo, choo. And I said, "Ooh, I got to get a big screen TV," you know. And then when I, you know, years later in the early mid 90s, somebody convinced me to, you know, my credit was good, get one at Sears. So I did. And this thing is almost like your RCA or something, like your first big TV set. It was a piece of furniture.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
They're big. You know, this thing's a piece of furniture, takes up a lot of room, but I mean, the speakers will blow you out. You know, because the speaker is as long and wide at the bottom here as the 50-inch screen TV, you know.
So basically, Rex, you had a 50-inch TV. You sat 13 feet away from it, which made it be about 19 inches big, right?
That's what I was going to say.
Guess, you know, yeah. The building was renewed inside, and it's been redecorated since I left, but a little bit. But it was like built in the late 1800s, and the back part, there was a back part added on and completed about 1912. And when I was a little wee kid, I would go there and get a downstairs. I would get a haircut. It was a barber shop for decades. Yeah, and you would go in there, and it had the tin roofing with all the filigree around the edge. It still does, and have in the corners of the room
the ceiling tiles. Yeah.
In the corners of the room was this woman's face, you know, beautiful woman's face in every corner of the room. And what's cool is one of them's got holes in it, like somebody shot it 3 times.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And it's still there. Now it's a tattoo parlor.
Oh, cool. That'd go nice in a tattoo parlor.
Yeah. I would love to buy that building and actually turn it into a museum, you know. And that'd be my legacy, you know. Dedicated to
a comic shop,
or a comic shop. Yeah, I mean, you know, you can do that and live upstairs, you know. But I'm going to get a lift, you know, as I get older. Those stairs, the stairs were huge, by the way, on the way going up. The stairs were huge.
Well, if you make it a comic shop, you need to make the elevator so it's one of those wire cage ones and comes right down behind the counter so that you can just
there you go.
just appear right there. You go right to the
that would be
counter.
cool. Yeah.
It was cool. You could look out and see everybody, but they didn't know you were in there. You know, it was like spying on everybody downtown.
Yeah.
And Apex remembers your nickname, Tex.
Tex, yeah. We I guess it was around 82. We lived for a year. We rented a house that was across the street from a drive-in theater.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's great.
It had two screens. So the one screen faced away from the road and the other one faced towards us.
Okay.
So I was on the second floor and there was like a little bit of roof that kind of came down by my window. So I could climb out the window and go up there and watch the movies. The only thing I could hear is if there was anything loud, like a scream or something. It was before they had nice.
Sounds like you grew up in my neighborhood, Mark. I had the exact same scenario. The cool thing was, about a couple of years before they closed the drive-in, they got rid of the wired speakers, and they got a little mini radio transmitter.
Yeah, so you could have heard. Yeah, I remember I could hear. They were showing Star Trek 2, and I could hear like the screaming when the SETI eel was coming out of Chekhov's ear. That was about the.
Oh God!
Oh, yeah.
I could hear if there was a loud scream. I could hear. So I watched Star Trek 2 a bunch of times with no sound.
Wow! But the very first drive-in movie I saw, and I lied to get in it. I said I was 18 when I was early 17, and I was in my '67 Cutlass. That my aunts owned, my older aunts, and it had like original miles, like 42,000 when I took it over. '67 Cutlass, white with red interior, and I went to I went to Texas. I went to Plano, Texas, in it when I was 4 years old, Mark, with my aunts, and my family. And we all piled in that car and went to Plano when it was just farmland. It wasn't built up like it is now. And my brother inherited it, and then I inherited it as our first car. And what a classic. And went to many drive-in movie, and I remember seeing John Carpenter's The Thing there. But my very first movie to see was Conan the Barbarian with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay.
Yeah.
My mom took me to one in Tupelo,
Mississippi.
I wanted to say it was probably 74 or 75, and it was the Four Musketeers. And we, me and my little sister were pretty young then, and so we went. She put us in our pajamas to go to the drive-in theater. And the thing I remember about it more than anything is a preview for Behind the Green Door or whatever came on, and my mom immediately made us get down in the floorboard.
Put a blanket over your head.
Because I think it was an X-rated movie. I'm sure they didn't.
A little bit.
Yeah, I don't think they showed anything in the trailer or anything, but I just remember that, oh, wait a minute, there's stuff I'm not supposed to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Apex says drive-ins made a resurgence during COVID. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of
things
did.
I wish they would open but they turned it into a big storage place in the between when it was closed down. So.
Well, when mine closed down, I remember hearing just months before it closed down and was so proud, or maybe about a year, I'd heard it on the radio that there was less than 3,000 left in America drive-in movies.
Mm-hmm.
But we still had ours at that time, but it closed down about a year after I heard that on the radio, or a few months. And I was like, oh man. And then there was a few others that I saw close up.
I've still got one that's open close. I mean, fairly close. It's like, I don't know, a 20, 25 minute drive. So I mean, nowadays, I really don't feel like driving 25 minutes if I'm not going to work.
Oh
So,
yeah.
Yeah. I think
Blue
they were
says,
doing.
have I heard of Apple Core dolls? Creepy. Absolutely. Where you, yep, where you
mhm.
you take a real apple and you. Vincent Price had a kit, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember
we used to
seeing
make
ads
those
for
back
that.
in the 70s. I
Shrunken
remember doing those.
heads.
Yeah. Shrunken
I
head.
did that as a kid. I tried that as a
Yeah.
kid. It gets all leathery and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You
Yep,
carve it
I did
out of the
that.
apple.
Yeah, when I
Yeah.
was little, me and my brother, I remember us getting one of those shrunken head kits and just going crazy on
I
the kitchen
remember
table.
Marilyn Chambers. I thought she was a pretty good looking woman myself, but she was a blonde.
What I remember of her, she was
Yeah.
pretty, I think. I don't know. I can't
I
remember
remember I
what
had her in a smut book with a picture that I really liked. She was
Oh
wearing
my.
like cowboy boots on, and I
Nope.
really love that picture of her. But yeah, my mother found it and threw it away.
The boots are made for walking.
Yeah.
I think she was one of those who came out after the fact and said that she was kind of forced into doing a lot of that stuff.
I think so too. And she gained a
Yeah.
lot of weight, Mark. She was obese. She gained a lot of weight after her porn days.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm not sure
Well, I
she.
mean, I might have been.
Which is pretty wild, actually, if you think about it, Mark. That here you're a
No
beautiful lady. You're desired by a lot of guys, and then all of a sudden, boom. She must have had really mental, to start eating like that and
I gotta think she probably may have done that for self-defense, just to,
probably,
to get away
yeah.
from the attention and stuff.
Probably a coping
That's the
mechanism.
excuse I use, Mark.
That's what I use too. Is they're just otherwise. If I shrink down,
I had
have to beat the
tacos
women up
earlier,
instead.
Mark.
Yeah. Okay.
$77 something for 3 tacos at Taco Bell, Mark. They're killing
it is crazy the inflation that's going on.
Oh God,
we're not even in recession. What are you talking about? Bidenomics. We're doing good.
Supposedly, because I don't
hatred, such vitriol coming from this man.
I know zero about math or anything, so I don't understand the economy. But supposedly it has something to do with the interest rates or whatever, where they kept saying, "Oh no, it's fine, it's fine. This won't cause inflation. This won't cause inflation." And then we got tons of inflation. They go, "Oh well, maybe we were wrong."
Yeah. Well, we're spending $1 trillion every 100 days, Mark.
Yes.
That's insane.
It's unsustainable.
Yeah. Well,
when Trump ran the first time, he said it 3 times. I heard him say it on the campaign trail 3 times. If we reach 24 trillion in debt, we're done for, and we have way over exceeded that.
Yeah. Well,
already.
But our money's not based on anything anymore, right?
Right. We spend more money on not the principal, but the interest of our debt. The only thing it's more than military spending, more than Social Security. The only thing that it's not larger than, what is the one thing? There's only one thing that it's not larger than, which
my
is
credit
amazing.
card bills. Yeah.
What is it? Yeah.
My credit card bills. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that's larger than the national debt.
People can't even afford used cars anymore, and a lot of them, and there's a shortage of those thanks to cash for clunkers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They say.
Well, that's the thing is you've got a lot of young people nowadays will never own a home. There just won't be an option for it. Even around here, I know there's these investment groups that are buying up all the apartment complexes.
Right.
Because you basically buy into it and you're getting all this money from the apartment. So they don't want cheap apartments. They want to build luxury apartments. Mm-hmm. And they keep figuring out a way to raise our rent without raising our rent.
Exactly.
I'm on the 3rd floor of an apartment. I have trash pickup. Why do I need trash pickup?
Yeah. Kind of like what we're spending.
I can't have a choice.
Kind of like the inflated prices we're spending on gas now. That's another tax without calling it a tax.
Right.
Plus
Mhm.
they have a gas tax on it, so you're being double taxed, sometimes
Yeah.
triple and quadruple taxed over something, every time you sell something.
Yeah.
So
Well, the other thing is too,
uh
you can't even buy a house and do what you want with your own property anymore. If you're in an
No,
yeah,
HOA or
especially out in
something,
yeah, those
California.
agents. Yeah,
yeah, they
that
can tell you what color you can paint your house, what kind of plants you can plant. They can tell you basically anything they want.
Yeah.
Well,
You
and
don't have to.
they can seize your house and sell it for $1 to their friends.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, I think
it,
Obama did that. Just saying.
I don't know who did it, but
Yeah.
yeah. You think I'm
He
buying a
did.
house and I'm
He
not
bought
allowed
his
to
first house from that what was the terrorist name? He was blowing stuff up in the early 70s. Now he's that's why he got into politics, is he got with that guy. He was blowing stuff up in the early 70s. He was a domestic terrorist. Now he's a
Oh yeah, that's
tenured professor.
yeah,
But
that's
he
he
arranged
teaches
for
people how
him
to
to
blow up things.
he arranged for him to move right next to him in a very ritzy place, and he only charged him like $1 or $2 for the place
Oh,
to buy
okay.
it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, Caleb. See, Apex says put us back on the gold standard. Look, they killed JFK over that. They're not going to ever
Yeah.
do that
Yeah.
ever again.
We're never getting back to because that
We're
would
never
make it
getting back.
real money.
There
Then they
is
would
no
have,
gold. There's gold plating maybe in Fort
they'd have to
Knox.
be responsible.
Well, what happens, like I was watching a story recently, these synthetic diamonds now are great, and they're saying it's basically killing the diamond market because
Yeah.
young people are okay with just having it be shiny. They don't need it to be an actual diamond anymore. And so
Exactly.
they're cheaper and they have the same qualities. So
Yep.
Arthur C. Clarke, one of those sequels to 2001 he wrote had them we had actually built like synthetic diamond like bridges between like the moon and Earth. I don't know how that's done.
Oh wow.
But apparently because diamonds are so hard, you can make them out of, you can make synthetic diamonds. But yeah, there was a lot of strange stuff. So who knows how long before gold has no value whatsoever.
And that,
I mean,
the crazy thing is too, though, that even though they call them synthetic diamonds because they're man-made, they're still using the exact same process that real diamonds are made of. It's just done much faster. So you're really getting diamonds. The same quality of diamonds that are made in the earth. It's just they figured out how to do it.
Right, they're not rare anymore. So I mean, I'm sure there's some way that you could probably tell a difference between them, but
probably.
People don't care.
I mean, if you
People
were,
don't care.
you probably have to be like a gemologist or whatever. Maybe a color variation or something. Probably, I would guess.
Possibly, yeah. I'm not even sure how they go about it because, like you said, it's a diamond, so it'll still cut glass and do all the things that diamond's supposed to do.
And that's the crazy thing too, is diamonds come in all kinds of colors already. So, I mean, is a synthetic one any different than a blue one or a brown one or what do they call them, chocolate ones?
Yeah, I don't even know.
Or a blue diamond.
It's a lab process to apply pressure. So I'm sure whatever the scenario that creates those different color ones could be recreated.
They claim that there's a process that in a couple weeks you can have a little bit of gold, flakes of gold that you can, under the right conditions, that you can create gold. So that's going to undercut the gold market,
right? Yeah,
as well. So what is the value of anything?
I hadn't heard about that one yet.
Really, it's water and shelter and clothing and food. That's probably your most, and transportation are probably the things you need to worry about most.
Well, I'll tell you, a friend of mine is from Zimbabwe, and she they ended up, their economy collapsed, and they were having inflation. Their currency was basically half in value every single day. And it got to a certain point where she has one when she went back to visit her father. It's like a $10 million bill.
Yep, I got one.
Yeah.
And it just became ridiculous to the point that the money was completely worthless.
Yeah. Except the burn.
She had like money in savings. As soon as it hit, she like lost basically everything. And but they, at a certain point, to try to make it still make sense, I think they dropped 10 zeros off of everything. So if you had a $1 bill, it really had 10 zeros after it. And I think they just collapsed their whole currency and just started using
the same thing happened in Uruguay. I know years ago, and I think they're probably still under that. They had 100% inflation. Like you said, they had like $1 million notes or whatever. It was ridiculous, you know.
Yeah.
Shadowhawk, you're starting to echo just a little bit there, brother.
All right, be right back.
Okay.
But
yeah,
yes,
I mean, when you do,
really, the money's worth what they say the money's worth, but there's really no
right.
You know, so that's why you sit there and you go, okay, well, it obviously deficit spending and getting this deep in debt can't be good, but at the same time, what does it really mean? At what point does the government just say we're printing $1 billion a day?
With your skills, you need to be drawing something like this 6 a.m. sticker. I guess you've probably seen the 6 a.m. stickers that he does.
No.
Well, there's an example one right there of Devil Flyer. I just said I'll make it easy on you. Just take the John Dillard cover and do your version of the Devil Flyer, and that's what he did there. So, you know, cool. Very cartoony style. He does cartoony styles for all the campaigns and stuff, and or a bunch of them. You know, of course, you have to commit.
Do they just print them on like a clear sticker, or are they die cut?
You print them on. You know, he'll design it, send you the file, and then you print it on whatever you want.
Oh, okay. You don't. There's not a physical sticker.
Well, you get it made into physical stickers.
Yeah. But is it like is it a white background, or is it like there's a layer of white?
You can put any background on there you wished, because you're the one kind of doing it. I mean, yeah, that's probably the way it's sent in the file. But if you had any knowledge whatsoever, you could probably manipulate that around and say, well, I'd rather have a blue background like this one, you know.
Well, so because I was wondering, I think they can do die cutting like with it's not like in the old days you had to actually somebody hammered out a piece of metal in that shape that they would cut things out. So die lines were expensive, but I think now they can like laser cut them or do some kind of cut.
Yeah.
It makes it
most
simpler.
People do. They die cut them. My printer down the street doesn't do the die cutting one, so I'll have to go to somebody else for them. But yeah, there's always like Sticker World or something out there. That, you know.
There's a Sticker Mule.
Yeah,
that's a website.
Mm-hmm. Now there's another one too that does a lot. It's not coming to mind right away. I'll think of it.
Yeah, I know Sticker Mule because I got on their mailing list.
Wow, I don't know what's going on, Shadow, but it's echoing more than ever.
All right, well, I'm out.
Oh no. But they send out emails like, for right now, for $10 you can get 50 stickers or something, like normally this much, but every once in a while they just send an email with like, you can get something. And I keep being tempted every time they do one, even though I don't need any of those things. So I go, well, if I can get it for that cheap, maybe I'll come up with a coaster or something like that.
You know, those stickers are easy to do. You know, you ought to design like a Kirk or Spot. I know that's not their names, but Spot.
Yeah.
sticker just to slide in like your case, you know. And
Well,
let me ask you something. Have you been delivering those? Are those already printed up and you send them as people buy them? Or are you waiting for the? Well, no, you can't, can you? Because you're
yeah,
working on
not
the
done with the movie.
animation
Yeah,
finishing up. Okay,
yeah,
but you're
yeah.
getting
But
pretty
now,
close.
yeah, but I've done in the past. So I did the first one I did was for a Mutt Time, and
Right.
I think I did a poster that
Okay.
I included, and I found this amazing thing on Amazon. It's a piece of bone. Have you ever seen this? I don't have it handy, but it's like a piece of bone that's like it's smooth,
Uh-huh.
and you fold your poster, and it makes the crease perfectly. So
Okay.
by the time you folded it up, it looks like it was professionally folded.
Well, you know, Ben 10, when they first started releasing the Ben 10 show, the very first one on DVD, they had a big Ben 10 poster in the first two releases, two different posters that were folded up there and put in the DVD case. So, and they're quite
Yeah.
large, you know, if you unfold them.
Well, you
Uh,
unfold them, yeah.
uh, I think that's a great thing that you can stuff in because it's, you know, it's like I know people have been making these boxes, these box sets, you know, or some kind of
Uh-huh.
slide case for your comics and books and stuff and hardback editions or whatever they're
Yeah.
bonsoir Anna. She's in France. She's
Ah.
going over to Japan this month here pretty soon. She's going to come on with her band and perform a song, hopefully, broadcasting from Japan. So that'll
Wow.
be happening in a few days. She's getting ready to go over in Japan and she'll be contacting us and we'll be having a mini concert on here. How cool is that? All the way from Japan.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's big time, yeah.
she's half Japanese, so they go over there every year with the band and perform and go on tour. But she lives in France
Oh, that's cool.
and she
But you get
rocks it.
to go to both places.
Anna,
Yeah.
you need to drop your link to your channel in the description in the chat so that maybe Mark might want to subscribe and listen to your awesome rocking guitar.
Yeah, so I can go to the concert.
And go to the concert, right? Bonsoir. Waiting the taxi in a few hours. Really? Wow. Waiting while listening to your stream. Wow. Thank
Oh,
you, Anna.
cool.
She did her last gaming stream. That's usually what she does on YouTube is game. And she did her last stream today for a while.
Okay.
But she's getting ready to take off now from France
Wow.
to Japan. So she'll be contacting us in the next few days.
Yeah,
and maybe
I don't know.
get them
I
to
mean, I'm
perform
sure
a song.
it's not as far from France. Oh, did we lose?
No, I just didn't hear what you said.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just saying. I guess it's not as far from France to Japan, but I've always thought like going to Australia or Japan, something where it's like an 11 or 12-hour flight. I don't know that I could do that. That's a long time to be on a plane.
You can put both in, Anna, your YouTube and the band YouTube, as many as you want. That's pretty cool that you're taking off today.
Yeah, I did a couple of stickers and some like postcards and stuff that I included in the last campaign.
See, I
Just for
think that's
fun.
cool. You know, when I did my ash can, I did 2 magnets, which were not
Okay.
expensive to do. Actually, if you put them both together, they're just business card size. And I said, maybe we
Okay.
can do 2 and half it. And that's what we
Oh,
did.
that's smart. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I got because it was all unexpected merch at the end of the campaign that they didn't know that they were getting. So they not only got a double-sized book, 24-page book, but they got 2 magnets, 2 trading cards, and 3 bookmarks.
Yeah, that's cool. And well, for the postcard, it lets me put on there, thanks for helping me make my movie. So I give them a little
Oh,
a
absolutely.
little
Every
signature, a little
backer
thank you
is a
note. Yeah,
producer, no
yeah.
matter how much they give, it's their producer of your project.
Well, on mine, if they give 1,000, they really are a producer.
Well, right, they get accredited. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And you've had a couple people take you up on that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I was very, very
on
surprised.
my comic. I had 2 people want to be drawn into the book. Drawn into
that's
are
cool,
very, a lot
I
of people
did that.
like to be killed within the book. What's up with that? They want to be killed within the book.
I did that with the last one, City on the Edge of Foreclosure. I want to say there's like 5 people who became puppets on the ship, and then in the closing credits, I thank all the backers, and the ones I'd like another maybe 11 or 12 that I just had stills of their puppet, and then I sent them like a wallpaper or something with them on it, sitting in the captain's chair on the bridge. But boy, was that a lot of work, and that was hard. And then I'm doing it at the very end of the movie when I'm tired and I don't want to do anymore. So it was rough. So this time I said no. I'm just going to go for that. Plus, it's always weird because generally on the original series nobody had any facial hair. And like almost all the people who backed at that level had goatees or mustaches or something, glasses, and so they stand out more than they should. But
now, something we didn't discuss last time, Mark. Have you went on YouTube and watched the 10 episodes of Star Trek Continues?
I don't know that I've seen all 10 of them, but I've seen some of them. Yeah, and the one that was before that, New Voyages. With because I know I would there's this guy, I think his name is David Colley. He's a Elvis impersonator, and he got a hold of the plans of the blueprints for the Star Trek sets, and he's got this I think it was a grocery store or something, and he built all of the Star Trek sets from the TV show. And me and my friend went up there like 5 or 6 years ago, and it literally is like walking on the ship. They pump in the sounds, and you walk through the corridors. You go into, they give you a tour through the whole thing, and you get to sit in the captain's chair. It's in Ticonderoga, New York. So it's kind of a little place.
Of course, the original captain's chair is in the National Museum, right?
Paul Allen, I think, bought it, right? And that was Seattle or whatever, where he set up that. Wasn't it Paul Allen, the Microsoft guy?
Is it National? What's the museum's name? National
Science Fiction Museum, maybe? I'm not sure.
It's the Smithsonian.
Oh. Are you sure about that? Because I think Paul Allen owns it. The Smithsonian has the Enterprise.
Okay. Well, now I believe they got the captain's chair, and they've also got the Archie Bunker chair.
Okay. Maybe I'm mixed up.
It might be on loan. He may own it, but he may loan it to him.
That's possible.
Think about it. If I had a Picasso, right? I would not sell that thing because you're selling off the goose that lays the golden egg. You why not lease it out to them for 5-10 years? They insure it and protect it probably better than you could. Yes. And you get to go see it anytime you want to. Of course, you got to buy a ticket probably. But if you donated something like that, or had something on lease, you'd probably get a free pass, whatever. But you can see it anytime you want.
Yeah, if you owned a Picasso, you'd probably sit up all night with a shotgun, terrified that somebody would come and take it.
I mean, why not lease it out and they pay you for that, and so you got passive income off that thing all the time. Plus, they take care of it, insure it. And it's probably better security than you would have. Yeah. It's a win-win-win situation, I think.
Yeah. It's James Colley. Yeah.
People don't come in there and throw an orange juice can at it or glue themselves to it.
Well, yeah, there's that possibility.
Yeah.
But James
Dave.
Colley's the name guy up there, but he I've been following him on Facebook, and he's been building a 1966 Batmobile, and with the sets of the Enterprise, he's really obsessed with getting every detail right. So if it's based on some actual knob or something, he'll try to get a hold of the actual vintage piece or whatever to make it from.
Shadowhawk wanted to know if it had the actual sound when the door.
It does have the sounds, and they pump in the sort of engine noise, so it sounds like. And they use LED lights, so it's all lit up like it, but it's not hot.
What, you can hear the engines on the bridge?
Well, the bridge has all kinds of noise. They have all the bridge sound,
right?
But like when you're walking through the walls and stuff, there's sort of a low rumble that was in the background of all those, and they pump that in through an intercom system. And I mean, you look up and there's no ceiling, but it's really cool.
I would say, forget all this. Lead me to the Jeffries tube.
Oh, so I'll tell you a piece of trivia that I found out while I was there. The Jeffries tube entrance is actually an oval. It's not round, because by making it oval and putting it on the wall, your brain thinks that it's oval. So you think that the hallway is longer than it actually is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not, you assume that it's round, but it's actually oval shaped. But they have the engineering, they have everything there, and it's pretty phenomenal to do that. It's in Ticonderoga, New York, and
well, I know, for Star Trek Continues, they did a whole bridge, and then probably some passageways, and then they did the Galileo, the shuttlecraft, the front part.
Yeah, they filmed with the real prop. They went to Houston, where it was at the time, and filmed. They put up green screens around it at the Space Center, and they filmed the exteriors with the actual prop. But their bridge is in Georgia.
Oh, is it still intact? Okay, that's cool.
It was until recently. From what I understand, I think they're moving to a different building, and nobody's announcing anything. So I've never made it to that. But I will say the one in Georgia has no air conditioning.
Yeah.
So
that's essential during the summer.
Yeah, it makes the tour sound less exciting. The going and sweating like crazy through the thing. But they film fan films. There are a lot of people who are doing Star Trek fan films, and they've been using
so they actually let them use that as a stage bridge still.
Yeah, I think they work out a deal where they obviously pay for electricity and things like that.
Yeah.
But they get to use that bridge, and there was
probably helps keep it open to pay the rent.
Yeah. And then there was one that was. It started out somewhere in Texas, went to Oklahoma, and I think it's in Arkansas or something now. I can't keep track of all of them, but there are several bridges out there. Yeah, I should figure out where that one is. I saw it when it was in Oklahoma, and it was clunky. It was still cool to be in it. It was the first time I was on a bridge set, but it was pretty clunky.
If you were to rank like Lost in Space, Forbidden Planet, I don't know, if you were to rank, I guess we would have to do movies, we'd have to do TV shows, but your maybe top 10 sci-fi, your top 5 sci-fi things of all time, you think? What would you say? Star Trek?
Star Trek is definitely up at the top. For Forbidden Planet, the Robbie the Robot is really, really cool. It's a great looking movie, and I guess it is a good movie. That theremin music drives me nuts.
Yeah,
watching Forbidden Planet.
Forbidden Planet. You're talking about Forbidden Planet?
Yeah, with the weird theremin music, it's
Yeah.
really annoying.
Disney animated the creature at the end of it.
That's right. Yeah. The Lost in Space, I really liked the first season when it was kind of serious.
And when it was black and white. Yeah.
It was
I did
black and
too.
white.
Yeah, and then
And
it
then
just went all campy.
Yeah, then it just became like a comic book. But I would still watch it. I
Yeah.
didn't watch Lost in Space as much as I watched some of the other shows.
Twilight Zone,
Twilight
Outer
Zone
Limits.
was great. Outer Limits, I didn't see a lot of those.
Yeah.
I was scared to death of Night Gallery, the Rod Serling. Remember Rod
Oh,
Serling's
Night Gallery.
Gallery?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I couldn't get through the opening when I was a kid. It was too
It
scary.
was creepy.
Yeah.
I think they even did some distortion,
Yeah, they had all
effects
those weird paintings
with this guy's face, up close
Yeah.
and weird angles. Yeah, I guess that's probably a fish lens. What's it called?
A fisheye lens. Yeah,
Yeah, that kind of concaves it, I think.
yeah.
The
And
image. Yeah. Logan's Run, another good one.
Logan's Run. I don't think I saw much of the TV show of Logan's Run because I was pretty young then.
Yeah,
but I
Planet
did
of
see
the Apes.
Planet of the Apes. I did see Battlestar Galactica when it came on.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that before you came in. Yeah,
that was, and I loved Buck Rogers. The first season is better than the second season, but I love Buck Rogers. Yeah, and I was laughing because I just picked up on Blu-ray the 2-hour pilot. They also did as like a feature film. It was basically the same. I think Buck says one curse word, which gives it its PG or whatever. But I was laughing because the controls of his ship, it was the exact same control from the Vipers.
Oh, okay.
The little handle, with the 3 buttons on it.
Yeah.
And
repurposed
because they were both done by the same guy. So
okay.
But
why reinvent the wheel?
Yeah. I remember as a kid loving Space 1999.
Yep.
But it's hard to watch now.
Even the first season, that's kind of horrific and more serious than the second season with the
some of the episodes. Yeah, some of the episodes are better, but it's a wacky show.
It is wacky. Yeah.
I remember when
they're not oozing with charisma.
Yeah. Well, when we first started getting video shops that you could rent videos, I remember seeing they had the first Space 1999, and me and a couple of my friends were so excited. Of course, we hadn't seen it since 75 or whenever it was when it was on.
Now, Mark, do you know Gary Anderson before Space 1999 did a live show called UFO?
Yeah, I never saw that.
Ooh, you need to watch that. Ooh, set in the far-flung future of 1980.
Ooh, way in the future.
Way in the future.
Yeah. I remember in the 70s reading a comic, and Superman had like somehow gone to the year 2000. And I remember asking my mom, will I be alive in the year 2000? She says, yes.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, how cool is that, Mark? We were in the 20th century, and now we're in the 21st century. We crossed not only centuries, but millennia.
Yes, we did.
Is that not cool?
and what's amazing to me is that hopefully I'll live long enough that I'll have lived more in the 21st century than the 20th century.
Well, we hope. Cross your fingers and pass the ketchup.
There's a good chance, and that's crazy to think, because it's every time I see something like 2036 or something something's got like some extended expiration date or something, I think that doesn't even sound like a real year. That sounds like science fiction.
There was only 26 episodes, and they're in high definition on YouTube if you want to watch them. And I highly recommend it.
What is that? Space 1999.
UFO.
Oh, UFO.
Actually, Space 1999 came around the actor that played Stryker, the commander. He was in
Martin Landau.
He was in a couple of Bond movies, as a matter of fact.
But
now the moon base is an expansion of the one they have in UFO on the moon.
Okay.
And was built originally for the second series of UFO. That did not happen, so they went and did a new one.
They repurposed it. Okay.
So that UFO in 1969-70 here is the opener, Mark. And they really were flying saucers. Very cool stuff, man. Check this out. And for a very short time, I think in 1975, they actually brought this back for a very short time on Saturday mornings.
Okay.
A lot of sexy women in this, Mark. You'll like it.
Yeah, I'm getting to see it in genuine Rex choppy ass video.
It's still got that 60s vibe to it that was so groovy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With all like the Thunderbird type models, you know?
Yeah.
There's the moon base. Looks like a bunch of soccer balls. There's the interceptor. They were only equipped with a nuke on front, one shot. So they only had 3 of them. So if they missed a UFO, they were traveling, and the way they told the story is that they were traveling the Earth millions of miles an hour, just very quickly. So how those interceptors ever really got I think they had to blow up a whole region of space with one of those things, a large explosion, even to hope to destroy the ships as they came in and tried to infiltrate Earth's defenses, But it's a fun show, man. There's only 26 episodes of it, but I remember it, and I was quite young when it came out, but I do remember.
Yeah.
But I think you'd enjoy it, and I didn't know it till just a second ago doing a search for the theme song that all 26 are in high definition on YouTube. You can watch them for free, folks. Go watch some UFO tonight. You won't regret it. It's pretty cool.
Do you remember what was it? Lost Saucers with it was Ruth Buzzy and Jim Neighbors were robots. It was
if I saw it, I would probably go, "Oh yeah, I'm sure I watched it."
It was the same guys who did Sigmund and the Sea Monsters and
Sid Croft.
Sid Marty Croft. Sid Marty Croft.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they played wacky robots that
that
were traveling through time in a flying saucer. You may not have watched it because you may have been a little older.
That was on Saturday mornings, right?
I think so. Yeah, I can't remember if it was syndicated or if it was.
Yeah, they did like Jason and Argonauts in Space or something, all kinds of stuff.
Jason is Star Command. Yeah.
Jason
and Jimmy Doohan was in that.
Oh, was he? Oh, that's right. He was, wasn't he? Yeah, the actor that played Scotty. Yeah.
He was either in that or they did one that was like Space Academy or something. Maybe he was in one or the other. But
I mean, there were
Yeah,
so many of those live action shows that they did, and I think one reason they did that, Ted Kennedy in the 60s was concerned, meddling, putting his nose in where it didn't, belong, in violence in children's cartoons. And so we got
yeah.
Super Friends. Yay! They never showed anything. And really that affected animation all the way up to the Tim what's his name that did Batman and
Tim
Superman?
Burton. Tim
Not
Burton.
Tim Burton. The animation.
Oh, Bruce Timm.
Bruce Timm. Yeah, Bruce Timm.
Yeah.
The years they couldn't show very little blood droppage or at all in a
Right.
cartoon.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Well, you know,
but
that,
if you
that, the
if you
irony,
think about Johnny Quest before that legislation went in, they were like choo 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 shooting, all kinds of stuff. It was cool.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing was because they did that to everything, and Wild Wild West was canceled when it was one of the hit shows.
Oh yeah,
because,
Wild Wild West.
because they
yeah.
said it would. But the thing that they objected to was they said that it showed violence in a cartoony way that the kids wouldn't understand it was serious. So then after that, you end up with things like Starsky and Hutch, where it was like brutal, realistic violence. And it was like, wait a minute, I don't think you accomplished what you thought you were going to accomplish. But yeah, Wild Wild West, I thought was one of the cool shows.
1968 to
It was science fiction.
1970s.
Oh no. Banana Splits, yeah.
Banana, 2 banana, 3 banana, 4 banana.
Isn't that
so many more? Over hill and highway, the banana buggies go.
Now, how cool is that?
Yeah, isn't that where Sid and Marty Krofft got their start? Is they did those costumes for that show, and then realized they could.
Yeah, kind of like HR Puffin stuff.
Yeah, they went off and did those kind of shows. The big one I remember, well, the two big ones I remember were Sigmund and the Sea Monsters and The Land of the Lost.
Yeah.
Those were the cool ones I remember from when I was a kid. But yeah, Wild Wild West was technically a science fiction show. You had gadgets and stuff, even though it was
it was West. Like James Bond, but set
in the Old West.
Yeah,
I used to love that show. Had a great theme song too.
One of the greatest theme songs of all time, though, Mark.
Oh no. Why am I from Hong Kong Phooey, #1 super guy. Yeah, I loved Hong Kong Phooey. Yeah, that's another one that I think they made all of 16 episodes.
Who is this superhero? Sarge? No. Rosemary, the telephone operator? No. Henry, the mild-mannered janitor? Could be. Hong Kong
That man brother.
#1 super guy. Hong Kong Phooey, quicker than the human eye. He's got style, a groovy smile, and a vibe that just won't stop. When the going gets rough, he's super tough with a Hong Kong Phooey chop.
Hong Kong Phooey, #1 super guy. Yeah, I loved Scatman Crothers was Hong Kong Phooey. Yeah, that was a great show. But that's funny. I've gotten a lot of those on DVD. And it's hilarious that a lot of those shows had like 13 or 16 episodes, but they showed them for like 4 years in a row. They just show them over and over and over again. Speed Buggy, I love Speed Buggy. What else did they had? It's a lot of those. And I got a few years back, they finally came out with, you remember the Tarzan, was it Lord of the Apes or Lord of the Jungle? The Filmation Tarzan cartoon. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, and then they had like the Super 7 or something. Yeah.
They ended up doing a lot of different. They had Flash Gordon and they did Lone Ranger and Zorro and a bunch of those. But I remember the Tarzan one. Jim, I think somewhere we probably are related, but not in any kind of a close way. I don't go to family reunions with them.
Here's one I loved.
Thing ring.
Oh,
do
thing ring.
your thing.
Now, how cool is that?
I watched that show.
New track record.
I actually
Hold it right there, pal.
I actually was telling a guy I work with who's younger and big into Marvel movies, and I was telling him about that cartoon.
Oh, really?
That he had a thing ring, do your thing, and
Yeah, he would
and
put the
turned into
two
the
rings
thing.
together, and the rocks would just magically,
attached to him somehow. Yeah,
yeah,
and change
yeah.
his voice somehow. Yeah, suddenly he was big. But yeah, no, there were a bunch of great stuff. A lot of those things just don't hold up in any way. But when you're a kid, you're not that objective, and they're
Here's
a
one
whole
that
lot of fun
probably
to
doesn't
watch.
hold up at all, due to his more recent troubles. Hey, 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 it's Fat
Oh,
Albert.
that's to me, that's the saddest thing in the world. I loved Bill Cosby. I had all the comedy records.
Yeah.
My parents would get them, and I would listen to them over and over again. Funny stuff. And
Mhm.
Fat Albert, I honestly think that if you grew up watching Fat Albert, you were a better person because every one of them had a realistic moral. It wasn't some kind of tack on thing at the end. These kids dealt with real issues, and it was
Yeah.
funny, it was entertaining, and like he said in the opening, if you're not careful, you just might learn something. I really, it's a great shame that all of that is now lost. I think we mentioned last time was on I Spy. That's an incredible show, and it'll be lost to history now because nobody will show anything with Bill Cosby in it.
Right.
Yeah, I love Cosby, and that was. Although Norm Macdonald had a great joke about the Bill Cosby thing. He was talking to Jerry Seinfeld. Muttley.
But
He was talking to Jerry Seinfeld, and Norm said, a lot of people say that the worst thing about Bill Cosby is the hypocrisy. And Jerry said,
Yeah.
"You don't think that's
Yeah.
the worst thing?" He goes, "No, I think the rape was the worst thing."
wow. Wow. Yeah. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I hate how many comedians we're losing. Norm Macdonald and Gilbert Gottfried. A bunch of these guys are just dying off. It's sad to
Oh yeah.
see them
Yeah.
all go.
Here
I mean,
you go.
Go ahead.
Here's something
Oh, no.
iconic.
There's no need to fear. Underdog is here.
When criminals in this world appear and break the laws that they should fear and frighten all who see or hear, the cry goes up both far and near for underdog, underdog, underdog.
Yeah.
Speed of lightning, roll of thunder, fighting all who love or plunder. Underdog.
Now that is old school. That is almost like a 50s like theme, isn't it?
Yeah, I do remember Underdog and Tennessee Tuxedo. And,
Oh yeah, that was Don Adams that did that.
Don Adams.
Yeah.
And Rocky and Bullwinkle, of course, which was great. Those early days of TV animation, and I never saw them when they actually did them, but they used to. At the very beginning, they had Rocky and Bullwinkle as puppets in between the cartoons, and they got in trouble once because the Bullwinkle puppet told the kids to pull the dial off of the television so they couldn't change away from that channel.
You know, I was
And
talking
they got
about
complaints about kids yanking the dials off of the
Yeah.
channel changer.
Yeah. One, you know, I mentioned Astro Boy, which I didn't really, I think maybe on cable, but we didn't live in the town. So Astro Boy and Speed Racer, not so much, but like some of the early, like the Tobor I showed you, the Tobor, the Eighth Man the other day. Here
Yeah.
was another animated early Japanimation or anime one from 1966, King Kong intro.
King Kong, you know the name of King Kong. You know the fame of King Kong. 10 times as big as a man. One day a boy too young to know the danger made a friend of this giant fearsome stranger. And the life they led on their island home became a legend, the legend of King Kong. You know the name of King Kong. You know the fame of King Kong. 10 times as big as a man.
I love that the lyrics of the thing are basically, you've heard of this, you know what this is. Please watch this. This is something you've heard of. No, I never saw that. I did not like Speed Racer as a kid. I do remember there were two that I watched. One was Battle of the Planets. Do you remember Battle of the Planets?
Oh yeah.
And
see that again, that was on cable.
Oh, was it? Yeah, I think it was on
around here.
WTBS.
Yeah. When I would go to my aunt's house and I had a cousin, he'd be watching TV and he'd have Battle of the Planets, yeah. And I remember him introducing me to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. To him, it was like the Wizard of Oz. They showed it all the time, and I was like, "Yeah, I've never seen it." And he's like, "You've never seen chocolate?"
Wow, I'm surprised.
You know, and I was like, "Yeah, we don't get cable. We don't get to see it every year like you do." Here's another one you might recognize.
George of the Jungle, yeah.
George of the Jungle, strong as he can be. Watch out for that tree. George of the Jungle lives a life that's free. Watch out for that tree. When he gets in the scrape, he makes his escape with the help of his friend, an 888. Then away he'll schlep on his elephant ship, while Fella and Ursula stay in step. Well, George of the Jungle, friend to you and me. Watch out for that tree. Watch out for that tree. George of the Jungle, friend to you and me.
Okay, I'm gonna go through some of my Hanna-Barbera cartoons I have. So, Goober and the Ghost Chasers.
Oh wow, that one's like a 70s sort of Scooby-Doo type thing, right?
Yeah.
What was the dog's name? Goober?
Goober, and when he got scared, he turned invisible. You could just see.
Yeah, he turned invisible. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
Secret Squirrel Show.
Yeah, with Morocco Mo.
Yeah. Adamant.
Up and Adam, man. Yeah. See, I saw these when they originally came out. Another Barbarian. Hell yeah, I need that one. Send that to me.
I got Hong Kong Phooey.
Now I have that one. Yeah, I had the complete Hong Kong Phooey.
Clue Club.
Clue Club. Yeah, that was another one.
Yeah. The dogs were Southern.
Yeah, like Speed Buggy a little bit, except they had their own buggy there, but it wasn't.
Yeah, they had the talking dogs, but they were country dogs.
Right. Yeah.
Speed Buggy.
How about Hair Bear? You remember Hair Bear?
I do remember, and what was Hair Bear and the Something Bunch.
Yeah.
Remember Inch High Private Eye?
Yes. Yeah.
And Captain Caveman.
Captain Caveman. Yeah, I've got a vinyl figure of him. That's pretty impressive.
And the Teenage.
Yeah.
I picked up a bunch of. Let me see if I can find a couple more. I'll show you.
Okay. Yeah, I got some of those at was it William Fraser or Brandon Fraser? Brandon Fraser. He did a live George of the Jungle.
Yes.
Movie.
Grab some of
But
mine.
now, practically speaking, I it's not my favorite. But anybody can fight me on this, okay? I think practically, as far as animation, I think the greatest of all time has to be
Mighty Isis.
Yeah, I actually bought that like last year, the complete collection. You know, Mark,
and this one has Alex Ross.
A punch.
No. She could knock him down with wind and stuff. Yeah, Alex Ross did this cover. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
complete
cool.
Shazam.
Yeah. He does a lot of
Plastic
conventions. The boy does. Plastic Man, yep. Steve Ditko created Squirrel Girl. Look at what current Marvel did with it. I don't. Yeah.
Now here's a deep one. Do you remember the Hudson Brothers Razzle
I
Dazzle
do.
show?
I remember the Hudson Brothers. I watched it when it originally came out. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I loved it. Had Ron Hull and his amazing emu. Do you remember? You remember Ron Hull? He had the emu puppet that would attack
Yes.
him and everybody.
Yeah. Frankenstein
one?
Jr., that's another one. Yeah. Voyagers, I vaguely remember that one.
That was a great show. I was about the right age for that.
It was a good show.
Season, but it was a good show.
It was a good show. What's the premise behind that, Mark? The Voyagers.
So the Voyagers were they were time travelers that went around making sure that time stayed in the correct form.
Okay.
Except that John Eric Hexum was a moron and he didn't pay attention in class. So he ends up with this kid, and the kid's like a brainiac who knows a lot about history. So the kid helps him. So they would travel to different time periods, and it was a lot of educational stuff. It was one that.
And was it a watch?
Sunday
was it a watch?
Yeah. I can't remember what it was called now, but
yeah.
And
it was kind of like a Doctor Who in Ben 10.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Magilla Gorilla.
Magilla Gorilla, hey. Or how about Grape Ape?
I love
and Laugh Olympics and all that.
The Laugh Olympics I love. That was the greatest. Then I got both of the Man from Atlantis, the TV movies and the first thing.
With Duffy, yeah.
Patrick Duffy, yeah.
He threw his back out swimming like that, you know?
Probably, yeah. But
that hurts me to watch him swim like that. That really does.
Yes.
I'm like,
I could only just stay in one place attempting to do it. But
now viewing that, how does it hold up for you on rewatch?
All right, so the first TV movie is actually really good.
Yeah,
and it's a mystery because he basically just stumbles out of the water and they don't know who he is or what he is, and
now
it's
was
pretty
that
good.
Supposed to be like a made-for-TV movie pilot, pretty much?
Well, you know they used to do so. Like $6 Million Man was that way. There were like 3 TV movies before they decided to make a show out of it, and so I think there were 3 of the Man from Atlantis. Jackson Boswick, yeah, very cool guy. He got screwed when they fired him from.
Yeah, he did.
But however,
he did it for 1 year, didn't he? 1 year, 1 season, something like that.
Yeah, he got injured or something, and he thought that he should be able to go to the doctor, and they felt that he was not showing up for work, and they fired him. The TV show Man from Atlantis was terrible. It was really bad.
It was bad, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. But the TV movies are pretty cool. It was such a neat idea because it was it's one thing I don't think kids like today.
Speaking of movies that became a
mysteries.
series, Kolchak the Night Stalker.
Oh yeah.
That was a good series with Gavin McLeod. That holds up, boy. That's good. But now I think practically done by hand, animated, Mark, you got to give it to this guy here. Sorry.
Oh, that was a great one, yeah. Doug Wilder.
Yeah. Greatest of all time, I think. Practically done. Not my favorite. It ranks up there, but if you're talking animation and what they all put in there, it still holds up pretty good today. Great stories.
When I was in college and was doing college radio, Johnny Quest was my radio name.
Was it really?
Yes. Johnny Quest. I'm sure you've seen it because it's 100 years old, but that guy who redid it in stop motion. Have you ever seen that he took the opening for Johnny Quest and he did it?
Really? I've not seen that.
You should look for it on YouTube. It's incredible.
Okay.
Let me see. I may be able to find it too.
Yeah, let me look for it. That's intriguing. I love stop motion. Stop motion opening. Yes.
Yes.
Here it is.
That's it.
Let's play this. This is going to be awesome. Thanks, man. This is awesome. Okay. Well, wait a minute. It says the following preview has been approved for all audiences that remember how cool TV and toys of the 1960s were. That's a good opener. I like that. All right. Johnny Quest opener in claymation. That's cool. Stop motion. Yeah, we wish. Wow. This is great. You can tell this was done a while ago because of the computer graphics.
Well, this is all in camera. This is not computer graphics, yeah.
Hell yeah, I wish I'd go see this movie. Download this freaking thing. It's got that jazzy music,
Yeah. I mean, it's a shot-for-shot remake. It's awesome.
That's awesome. He looks kind of mean. Hey, it's G.I. Joe without the scar. This looks pretty good. I like it. I would absolutely watch this at a movie house. You bet I would.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this was done ages ago, but it's still so impressive.
$2011. Wow, that was a while back.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing that. That was awesome. I didn't even know that was out there. Love that.
Oh. Well, Rich, I think I'm going to have to run.
I think I am too. I'm supposed to work tonight, and I have no idea when I clock in. So,
oh boy,
I got to run off and see, if I clock in about 6:30.
Oh boy,
I don't know. They don't tell me anything. They don't call.
Yeah, they could call you on your car phone.
I got a car phone and everything. They never call. What the hell?
Yeah, well.
But Mark, thanks for dropping in here, man. I love talking cartoons and other stuff with you. Go check out Mark's project over on Indiegogo right now. He needs to sell some DVDs. Come on. Coming out with Blu-ray soon. Star Trek. You know the thing. It's all good stuff. Beam me up and keep collecting. Bow